Welcome to our new Infinity session. Today we are going to cover the GNSS processing in Infinity. So let's create a project. In this project I don't have a coordinate system, so the coordinate system will come directly from the job, which will be imported, and I want to display my coordinates in local and WGS84 coordinates. Now create a project. For this project I have 4 jobs which will be imported to the project one by one. Let me import the data. First project, import. Second project, third one, let us import the last one. We have this point which is very short interval, so we can delete it. To delete it we need to highlight, right click and select delete, and to confirm to delete it. So now you have base and 3 rovers. So we want to assign this one as a base, so we can select from here, right click, it's a reference, select the other points by clicking the shift key and right click, and these points are rover. If you look here you can find the play button in the interval itself. If I'm clicking this button, it will show me the contents of this interval. It's showing now I have a GPS data, Russian data, Chinese data, and also some European data. If I want to close it again, I need to click on this play button. But before closing, I can find this one which is showing and hiding signal noise ratio. So if I'm clicking this one, you can see this green. It is sometimes light, it is sometimes like a yellow, or sometimes dark green. Dark green means signal strength, SNR, it is very strong. But actually also we can see here this show hide elevation. Actually this combination explains why this one is light green or it is dark green or whatever. You can see now this satellite was rising, so actually signal strength is going stronger and stronger. But for example that one, it was like this, and after that it's going down and down, which means the signal strength is going down as the satellite is going to disappear. And the rest like this. Actually sometimes after importing the data you will not be able to see this play button. If in this case you need to zoom in using the scroll wheel and this button will appear. Actually you can edit to select or remove data from measurements. If I'm clicking window and making window from right to left, it means I want to include. If I'm making it, sorry, from left to right, I want to include like this. So if I want to remove, I need to collect like this, windows like this. So it means I want to remove this data from my calculation, this window. If I want to include, I have to make it in the other direction. So I make it like this. To start processing, we can right click and select process. But actually we didn't enter the base coordinates. So actually we need to select our base, and actually we can see here assign control point. As you can see, now we have the same point with as a control, but actually we need to enter the correct coordinates and the standard deviation for this point. So we can highlight the control and we can go to the local position and say edit local position. I can see now we don't have orthometric height, so actually we can attach the geoid model. To attach geoid model, you can go here for the coordinate system manager for the project, highlight my coordinate system, select the geoid model, browse to the correct path, and open. Now click OK, and we can click apply. After that we can close this one. Now let us enter the coordinates for our base. So again go here, my base. Local position. I have the coordinates in the text file, so I can select my base coordinates. Easting and northing. And orthometric height. For the standard deviation, I am putting the value zeros. And now I can apply. Now I can right click and select process. The processing will start. And after it finishes, it will go to the results page. I can right click and store the data. As soon as I store the data, you will find measured like a triplet or measured roll will appear here in the point. So it means this point will have navigation solution and in the same time will have a point roll, measured roll. I can go deeper by clicking on that one. So I can find these points are stored. The solution type was phase and fixed, so it is okay now. If I want to go one level up, I can click on the result. So actually it's showing me the overall solution. If I want to delete this one or I want to remove the processing, just clicking on this one. In this case, I can remove the processing. Actually, if it is only one step, also I can click undo. So I can remove the processing as well. So now let's go to the view and see what happened. Now we can find this one. Okay, if I'm going to the result, so this is my first line. It is coming from base to 0.5001. If I want to check the coordinates of 5001 as I already have, I can open it like this. This is the measured one. Now we can compare this with this one. So the easting and the northing and the orthometric height, which is looking fine. Actually, I can go here for observation by station, so I can see all the points coming from the station base. And here I can see all the measurements. And as I mentioned, if I go to the results, I can go here. Let us highlight this first one and click on that icon. Now it's showing us very nice graphs regarding the tracking, satellite visibility, elevation, azimuth and sky plots. observation statistics. Here by frequency, and you can see ambiguity, and also you can get some residuals, and I can obtain all this data for every baseline. If I finished, I can close this again by clicking on this button. Okay, now I want to process. Actually, I'm going to process using another base and collect the other, solve the ambiguity of the other rovers. So actually I can go here in the inspector, going to data processing. Now I can click here and I can clear all the selections. So now I'm using 5001 as a base. Reference. And the other 2 points as rover. And I'll do the same step again. I'm going to process. The same I can store. And if I want to create a processing report, I can create one here. And when it finishes, I can save it as a part of the project. So now this is a processing report for this baseline, from baseline base to 5001, showing all the details and the graphs for this one. Now I can save this one as a part of the project. So I can save as a PDF. You can find here, this is my report, and I can open by clicking right click and select, or I can remove. Let us make another processing task. So now I'm going to clear all windows or clear all selections. Now I'm using GPS 005 as a base, and 003 as a rover, and I can process again. Also, I'll restore this baseline. Let us go to the view. You will find I have more baselines coming. It seems I forgot to store this processing result, so I found the number of baselines is less than expected, so I storing this again. And now we will go back to the view. You will find I have all the baselines available now. I would like here to mention that if I have wrong antenna height measured in the field, I can correct it here. So I can right click on my point. Actually, properties, or it is as it here. You can find here that the antenna is like this and the antenna height is 1.51. If it is not correct, I can click on this one and enter the height reading, and the carrier offset is entered by default. Now I would like to show some features for data selection if I want to remove satellite or add a satellite. For example, I have this satellite. If I right click here, so I can exclude satellite, or I can right click again, include satellite. Also, I can remove a part of satellite, not the whole period or interval. I can do like this. If I'm going to make window from left towards right, it means exclude. But if I'm going to make a window from right towards left, it means include. So if I need to remove a certain portion of the interval, I need to click left and make window from left towards right. So it means now I'm excluding this part. If I want to include, click shift again, and from right towards left, this means include. And if I have anything applied, like for example I have a window excluding many things and I want to remove everything, remove this window, I just right click here and see select clear all windows. So now there is nothing selected. Thanks for listening.